Well, if you were out earlier today, certainly felt like one of those days in the winter season when you might get some severe weather. And we've seen a little bit of it so far, at least kind of around peripherally the Ozarks. We've had wave one of rain and thunderstorms already sweep from southwest to northeast across the area. Still looking at quite a bit of lightning in and around Vienna, north of Rolla. Also looks like we got maybe a heavier thunderstorm between Salem and Rolla at this time. All of this will continue to work northeast out of the area. We're looking at rain and maybe some embedded lightning strikes with this activity across Texas, Shannon, as well as Howell and Oregon counties. This activity is not going to produce any severe weather, and it will try to exit off to the east. Now, as we look west, we are finding storms which have developed over the last couple of hours. They've become severe. In fact, they've become tornado warned. This storm right here has been tornado warned, but they've allowed that warning to, or they're going to cancel that warning, and now it's been replaced with a severe thunderstorm warning moving across northeast Oklahoma toward the Joplin area. Also additional strong to severe storms further south. So what is the setup? Well, we had wave one, which is moving across the area right now on the way out, and that sapped some of the atmospheric energy. It's knocked back temperatures to some extent. It's taken some of the punch out of the atmosphere. The storms that we have off to the west, this is round two. This is developing in an area where we had a lot of instability, especially earlier this afternoon. So it's in a favorable spot for thunderstorm activity and severe weather. As this activity shifts east, it's going to be moving into this environment that has been sort of sapped of energy, and I do expect, at least initially, some of that activity to kind of wind down or weaken as it crosses I-49 into southwest Missouri and into northwest Arkansas. Again, you can see how the instabilities fall off across the area. So with all that said, where do I think we're going to have the most favorable zones for severe weather overnight tonight? Well, I think here in the shorter term, it's going to be here across southeast Kansas into eastern Oklahoma, probably as far east as about I-49. And then the other zone I'm going to be looking for is later tonight. I'm going to be looking for a line of strong to severe storms to organize in this area from about the Little Rock Pine Bluff area northeast into southeast Missouri. I think that's going to be a favorable zone for severe weather. Areas in between where we are, there's still a severe weather risk. I just think it's probably quite a bit lower than in those two zones that I pointed out. That said, this is what we could see out of any severe storms that we have tonight. Maybe an isolated brief tornado, maybe hail up to quarter size, maybe high winds up to 60 miles per hour. There's also a localized flash flooding threat, particularly over southeast Missouri and northeast Arkansas, where we're going to see the higher rainfall totals. So let's take you through this overnight tonight. Here's wave one moving out. Here's wave two organizing off to the west, and it starts to push in as we work through the evening. That's 8 o'clock. That's 10 o'clock, located probably on top of Highway 65 east to Highway 63. Then that's located along and east to Highway 63 at midnight, and then it slips off to the east. Notice this band of stronger thunderstorms off to the south. That, I think, is again where there's going to be a focus for severe weather. Once we get past, say, 2 o'clock in the morning, rain's moving out. We're looking at quiet weather as we get into Tuesday, and it won't be that much cooler. Rainfall totals will be heaviest to the southeast. Areas further northwest, and most of our area, general 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch of rainfall overnight tonight. About 51 for a low, with a high tomorrow ranging from the 50s west to low to mid 60s east, so mild for January. It looks like about 59 for a high in Springfield. But the pattern is going to flip colder. At least it's going to have a more January-like feel as this storm pushes east into the Ohio Valley. What does that look like? Well, it looks like highs in the low to mid 40s Wednesday and Thursday, with some cloud cover trying to pivot back into the area, I think, on Wednesday. And then that should move out on Thursday. Mostly sunny on Friday with highs in the low 50s. Next chance rain will come without any severe weather on Saturday with a chance for rain showers.
Winter is returning by the end of the week.
It is returning. And you know, as much as we hate to lose these warm temperatures, at least we don't have to contend with the severe weather.
That's very true. Staying on the bright side, Jamie, thanks. Well, heavy rain and more